Hello, I'm your host, Lady O, and thank you for listening to another episode of Coming Out of the Dark. Today, I want to talk to you about healing. So, I came across this quote that says, "Healing, it doesn't have to look magical or pretty. Real healing is hard, exhausting, and draining. Let yourself go through it. Don't try to paint it as anything other than what it is. Be there for yourself with no judgment." I saw this and said, wow, because I could relate to this in healing of the loss of a loved one and also the loss of a relationship or the loss of a business venture, the loss of any expectation that I had in something. It requires a level of healing for me to move forward. See, without healing, you're stuck. You're stuck in this place of wondering. You're stuck in this place in your emotion of disappointment. You can't figure yourself out how. Some people may put their foot on the gas and move from a place of hurt to the place of, I'm fine. That's like getting in the car and going from 30 to like 80. That's like really careless, right? Because you didn't do the checks and balances with yourself to see how you're doing. You didn't see what it is that you actually need just so that you can be whole, so that you can make the right healthy choices moving forward to live a healthy life. See, that's what healing requires. Healing requires you to pause and ask yourself the question. And healing requires you to say, it's okay that my healing doesn't look like yours. We're not Siamese twins. My process is not your process. What you hope me to have is probably not going to be the outcome. I have to go about it the way that I'm going about it. It's a party of one. It's an intimate relationship between me and God, and we're just trying to figure this thing out. You probably can relate. You're going through something, or you have gone through something, and it's like, you know what? I had to stop and pause, or you know that you need to stop and pause and say, you know what? What's going on here? I'm tired of going around in a circle. I'm tired of waking up and every day is Groundhog's Day. I'm tired of feeling this emotion. Well, if you are tired of it, then just stop. Stop and ask the question, why am I feeling this way? And then another series of questions are going to come after that. And then after that. And then after that. What's helpful is journaling. I found that to be helpful for myself. I journal, I meditate, I go to therapy, and I have a relationship with God. And I'm still a work in progress. Every day is a new day. I have letdowns almost every day. Regardless of what scale it's on, there is a letdown there. It's a letdown because, I didn't lose the weight that I wanted to lose. And you know what? Sometimes that pushes me into a place of judgment of myself, judging my body, judging the image that I see. And that's not cool. That's not okay. I shouldn't beat myself up. I should love myself. So that's why when that quote says, be there for yourself without no judgment, that means true. And regardless of whatever situation you're going through in life, whether you lost a loved one, whether you lost the expectation of something, love yourself enough to pause, ask yourself the questions, and do not judge. Let's just learn from our lessons. How about that? Can we just learn? Can we not pretend to be perfect, that this thing is so, like it said, the quote said, it doesn't have to look magical or pretty. Can we just say, you know what? It's not pretty today. Can you just take off the mask and just be vulnerable and just say, you know what? This is me and this is how I'm feeling. And you may not like it, but it's just how it is today. It doesn't mean that it's going to be that way tomorrow. It doesn't mean that way. I could not see myself doing this today when my sister passed away. I couldn't. I did not know I was going to have a podcast. I did not know I was going to do something to celebrate her life. I did not know any of it. All I knew was I lost my sister. But you know what I did do was I knew I needed help to navigate through the process. I knew to call on friends, family members, and I knew to, most of all, to call on God and my relationship with my therapist. All of it is important because I need to be able to be transparent and authentic with myself so that I can make healthy choices to move forward. So this is an example of what a healthy choice looks like. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just sharing with you my own experience of what I've been through and what I recognize healing to be. Healing is not just dealing with the loss of a loved one, but healing is a loss of anything that you hope to have ever in your life. And you dealing with the gravity of losing that thing. And you're trying to learn how to move forward without the resentment, without the anger, without the letdown, without all these things. And each day you wake up, you tend to pick up the same bag over and over and over again. And you find yourself asking yourself the same questions over and over and over again. And the end result is that you have not moved forward to where you're supposed to be. And where you're supposed to be is not held to anyone else's expectation, but where you're supposed to be is to a place of wholeness. Now, anger, resentment, and any of those emotions are not going to get you to wholeness, but they're going to keep you in a closet of darkness. And this platform is to get you to the point of light, right? It's to get you to the point of seeing things clearly, a place where you can celebrate and rejoice of the one right decision that you made. See, there's going to be plenty of moments where you're going to feel like you're in the closet of darkness. Sometimes you're going to feel like you have the shades down and you see a crack of light, but you want to see the fullness right before you. It just means that you just got to pause for a moment and figure it out. Don't rush. Don't get in that car and go 100 miles a minute, 100 miles. Like, don't do that. Just relax. Cruise in the seat of healing. Cruise in the seat of not knowing the answers to everything. Cruise in the seat of just trying to figure it out. Most of all, don't judge. Don't judge where you are. Don't compare yourself to no one else. You are beautiful, wonderful. You are made the way you are made. You are created. You are so unique. And the way you go about things is so different than anyone else. You'll get there where you're supposed to be. But you're not going to get there in the dark, okay? You gotta do the work. So just ask the question. If you're feeling let down, if you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling like something happened in a way that you did not expect it to, if the relationship did not happen the way you expected it to happen, ask the question, why? And you may not get the answer right then and there. It requires you to be silent long enough for the answers to come, and they will come. Trust me, I've been there. I traveled that journey plenty of times over. And one thing I can tell you, I am before you today because I did the work. I'm doing the work. I'm asking the questions. And so I can let you know, true healing, it requires work, and it is exhausting. Yep, and it is draining. But it is so beautiful when you see the light, when you can dance in the light, when you can rejoice and just say, "Oh my goodness, I'm at this point." And now you learn something that you can take into your next experience. That's what life is all about. Learning, growing, and celebrating. Not just celebrating the great achievements, but when you lose something, you can celebrate in that too, because you can say, I've learned something from that loss that's going to take me to the next level. I hope today you receive something from what I've shared with you. I ask that you like, share this podcast with your family, friends. And, this is an experience, a beautiful experience that I'm sharing with you. I am your host, Lady O, and until next time, be well and be kind to yourself.